Welcome to Lessons in Life and Love with Riana Milne, where we show you how to have the positive mindset for success in all life areas. It's time to have the life you desire and the love you deserve.
Hello, and welcome to Season 2 and Show 49 of the Lessons in Life and Love podcast. I am your host and Global Life and Love Coach, Riana Milne, coming to you every Friday on the lessonsinlifeandlove.com website and on my app, Lessons in Life and Love on the go. I'm all about helping you transform your life in all areas into one that you're passionate about so that you can attract the love that you desire and deserve. I'm on a mad mission to change the way the world loves. So I'll be educating you about how to have emotionally healthy, evolved, and conscious love relationships and how to avoid toxic and painful ones that are too prevalent today. It's time to help you create the life that you desire and to have the love that you deserve. So if at any time that you're struggling during the week, reach out to me at my website, rianamilne.com, and sign up for a Life and Love Transformation Discovery Session and Assessment. I'll spend 1 hour with you getting to the bottom of what's going on and helping you discover your next best step. Okay, love angels and transformers, let's get started. Today we have a very special guest. Nicole Rymer is back with show 2 of her original interview from the PowHer Club, the PowHer Club. She is CEO and founder of the PowHer Hub and the Hub Productions. She's a modern day storyteller telling one impactful story at a time. Nicole describes her company as a small media and production company with years of media, creative direction, hosting, and producing experience. They have created and produced and hosted a local radio show called She Owns It, a talk show for the Women's Chamber of Commerce of Palm Beach County, gearing up for Season 3, as well as The Hub, their own original digital storytelling platform that's embarking on Season 2. They are also starting bigger projects of documentaries and docuseries to tell stories on a larger scale. They'll be looking to hire and partner with other individuals and companies looking to make an impact in the world. She says empowering and connecting women to our community in style is her mission and purpose. I'd like to welcome back my good friend from Philly, Nicole Rymer, in this previously recorded interview with me and her regarding childhood trauma. Thank you and enjoy.
Hey everyone, Nicole Rymer here. Welcome back to the Hub. We are on part 2 of our relationship and love series with my dear Philly girl, phenomenal woman, Riana Milne. Thank you.
Thank you for having me, Nicole.
Yeah, so we're talking about some heavy stuff, and we're going to, again, dive into some really serious topics, but you have to really go back to our first episode where we talked about some serious things and traumas and how that relates to your life today and every relationship. It's not just love relationships. I mean, it's friendships. It really
Success
pours.
in life,
Right.
everything. Success in life and love.
Right,
That
and it
covers
pours
everything.
into everything that you're doing. And you were you're so good at this because you've done this for so long. I mean, Rihanna's has 2 books here that I absolutely love this book. This is one of my favorites. And I tell everybody that they have to really read this.
Thank you.
And I'm on the love.
This was about the mindset for success.
Which we all need. We all really need this, right? So
getting through difficult transitions, how to think instead of feeling like the victim, how to feel like a victor and move beyond any challenges.
Right. Yeah. I love that. And you got your start. You were a clinical psychologist, right?
Well, licensed mental health.
So you've done everything.
Licensed mental health counselor in New Jersey and Florida. In 2009, I went to be certified as a life and love coach for singles and couples. Then after that, I went for my CCTP, certified clinical trauma professional. Year 2000, I got my triple master's in applied clinical and counseling psychology. Then after that, I was licensed certified drug and alcohol counselor in Jersey, and in Florida, it's called a CAP, certified addictions professional. Then after that, I went to be the SAC, student assistance counselor, where I work with students of trauma, grades kindergarten all the way through college at Rowan University. I worked in their student union.
And I'm an interfaith minister since 1997.
She has done everything
And of
love
course-
and life related and how it all
Yes,
comes together.
It all comes together.
It really does. So, our last episode, we did talk about the traumas.
Yes.
But we're going to talk a little bit about them, but we're going to talk about personality traits and
Okay.
the difference between a narcissist and a psychopath or a sociopath. And they are different.
Yes, they're very different.
But they do
Not
get
very,
over.
They're different, but they're very important distinctions.
Right.
So just to fill them in a little bit about, why does the past influence you today as an adult, right? Well, the research shows 90% of people have at least 1 to 3 of the 10 most common childhood trauma that I identify after 19 years in private practice with my therapy and coaching clients.
Wow.
Okay, and trauma does stay stored in the brain and the body, but you can lessen the trauma response. The best way to describe it is the brain on trauma is always low-level anxiety. So it's like this. And then, with the methods that I use, everything just calms down. You have a much more calmer, peaceful existence. If there's a challenge in your life, you learn how to look at it instead of freaking out and reacting. You come and be proactive, not reactive.
Two different things.
Very different things, So there's a whole lot that changes within the mindset.
Right.
Okay? And when we're talking about love, people usually fall in love due to attraction, which we call chemistry. And yes, there's chemistry going on in the brain. It's a rush of dopamine, phenylalanine, serotonin when you're attracted to someone. Yes, the attraction's important, but most people stop there, and that's the problem. Okay? And it's one of the most dangerous ways to fall in love and get a steady relationship.
I think that would be a surprise to most people because they think, oh, we have such good chemistry, or I didn't have any chemistry with this person, so, I stopped dating them. But you say that's very dangerous, really, if that's all you're going on.
What is happening is the unconscious loves what's normal and what it knows. It keeps taking you back to your past. So if you grew up with toxic relationship dynamics, either in a domestic violence situation, or if you're the opposite sex parent, like me being female, if my father was angry and toxic and, tough on my mother, then that's kind of a guy I'm going to be drawn towards. You don't know it initially. And that's the real trick.
It's subconscious. And you keep picking the same type of mate and situation over and over.
That your unconscious knows.
Right.
Okay, so that's why it's really dangerous, okay? And most people stay stuck in the pattern of attracting toxic people because they don't know how to fix this. And this can come out as love addiction, codependency, toxic relationships, a lot of fighting and that type of thing. So the 10 traumas we went into, and yes, you have to look at the other tape to get those.
And get a pen and paper and do the work, because it's important.
Do the work. So the next thing I identified was the top 20 personality types that can break your heart.
20.
20. And they are identified in my #1 bestseller.
Yes.
It's 400 pages, Love Beyond Your Dreams.
This is amazing.
Break
This
free
is my
of
next
toxic
one.
relationships to have the love you deserve.
So
and when I wrote that, it was because of personal experience I went through, and I needed answers, which led me to over 2 years of research and going on to trauma professional certification. So let's go into some of the top 20, okay? The top 2 toughest ones. The first one I call the charming con artist, and those are defined as antisocial personality disorders, and there's 2, sociopaths and psychopaths, and I'm going to go detail-oriented into what that means, okay? The second one is the emotional manipulators. This is where the narcissist falls under, but they're not an antisocial personality, okay?
Wow.
The narcissist, borderline, which I mentioned last time, and the bipolar personality disorders fall into the emotional manipulators. Then we have other ones, and they're just, I'm just using lay language here. So the habitual liar, someone that lies all the time, the chronic cheater, whether it's emotional cheater, just texting friends and looking for attention, or physical cheating, the angry and the critical person, someone with, both physical and emotional, just anger, poor communicators, or they're passive aggressive.
Oh,
So
yeah.
they'll
And
shut
that's bad
down.
communication. People don't realize it's not just being angry and you don't know how to verbalize. It's also being passive aggressive.
They're using it for control and to piss you off.
Yes.
Let's be blunt.
Mostly to be pissed.
So it's a form of control, not talking to you.
Right.
And usually the female wants to be the communicator and work on the problem, and an evolved man. And let me describe what that means, because I say we're looking for emotionally healthy, evolved, and conscious love, right? Evolved means being your highest and your best self. Okay, so being confident, self-aware, doing what's for the best of all. It's part spiritual, it's part emotional health, you know, it's part working as a team with your partner. This is healthy relationships, okay? So being evolved is being your highest and best self. Okay, so the angry and critical are the poor communicators. Then we have the histrionic drama queen. Because everyone says, is this always about men? No.
No.
The histrionic is a female that always seeks attention, acts out. Everything has to be perfect. You know, a poor me. Okay, that's a histrionic drama queen. And the opposite for the male is a narcissist.
Oh, okay.
They're parallel, okay?
They're parallel, okay.
And then there's the abusive, toxic person who abuses emotionally, physically, financially, sexually, verbally. There's all kinds of abuses out there. So that's a few from that list.
Wow.
Okay. So
people are like, I know everybody. Everybody I know has one of the, you know, there's some level of, you know, people that have those issues.
So keep in mind that the research shows 90% of people have some childhood trauma, right? So where does the high end come from?
Right.
Right? Okay, so early signs of people that are leaning towards sociopathy or psychopathy, you're going to see juvenile delinquency, oppositional defiant in the school, hurting small animals or bullying other children to be mean or get control, or just so much inner anger that they have to lash it on something.
Okay.
And their minds are not mature enough to really work with anger.
Right.
Unless they have like a trauma professional in the school. And I got all the angry kids.
Right, you got all the...
They were my students, right? The oppositional defiant, and I knew how to turn them around. And the bullying actually just totally stopped.
Wow.
In my school, you know.
You have to go back to the first episode and everything that Rihanna did, because it was really amazing.
So I used different techniques in the schools that really worked well. So let's go into what is the narcissist, okay? Because that is the hot word. Everyone says, oh, I have a narcissist, I have a narcissist. And I said, no, you probably have a sociopath. And they're like, well, what do you mean? Okay.
There's a difference.
There's a difference. There's a lot of different levels of narcissism, first of all. There's healthy narcissism.
Okay.
And then there's malignant narcissism.
Okay.
The malignant narcissist is a sociopath.
Aha.
Okay, so it's the highest level. So a healthy narcissist would be something that, like a child. It's all about me, do for me, I want this, I want that. They don't think about anyone else. But developmentally wise, if they are taught what to do, right and wrong, and you do help build their self-esteem, they will grow up to be confident, healthy adults, right? So that is totally fine. Then we have people that were described in my research as healthy narcissists, like Oprah. Okay.
Really?
Oprah came from severe childhood trauma.
She did.
Okay. And she focused on getting out and fixing her problems. So she was totally focused. It's about me. I've got to do this. I've got to do that. Right? And this type of narcissism makes people very successful. Okay. And I loved her report. The first report I ever saw on childhood trauma is the weirdest thing. I turned the TV on, you know, divine intervention. I'm spiritual.
Yes.
Nothing happens as a mistake.
No, right.
And on that channel, they're like, and we're going to talk about childhood trauma. And Oprah, it's the host. I'm like, oh, thank you, God. No, finally they're talking about this, right? Which I've been teaching for 4 years. So she's there. This answers so many of my questions of what happened, right? So of course her whole message is to help other people. This is a healthy narcissist, okay? But she used it to survive her severe childhood
and
trauma.
To learn what was happening and to turn it around. And
so just
all
a blanket say they're a narcissist is not the right thing to do for anyone,
Okay.
So the more malignant narcissist, the higher end, let's say the 1 to 10 level when we're talking 8, 9, or 10, okay? This is someone who seeks excessive admiration. They have a sense of entitlement. They hate rules. They want to break the rules so they can get ahead. They're preoccupied with the fantasies of power, success, and an ideal love or beauty. They take advantage of others for their own gain. Now, again, we're talking about malignant, right? Not the healthy narcissist. They're jealous and controlling. They lack empathy towards another person's pain. And they're extremely selfish, materialistic, and only worry about themselves. So that is more towards the higher end, malignant narcissist. Now, is a sociopath worse? Yes, but here's the difference. All sociopaths and psychopaths are narcissists. So now we're going one level more dangerous.
More dangerous, and that's really what it is. It's dangerous, yeah.
So when people tell me some of the things they've been through by their narcissistic partner, I know what the sociopathic checklist is. And I said, no, you have a sociopath. The research showed in 2011, when I was doing my research, Martha Stout's book, The Sociopath Next Door, 1 in 25 people back then were sociopaths, according to all her research.
Wow.
Okay, and that is stated in my book, 1 in 25. But research today is saying it's a lot more.
Wow. Because it's just it's going untreated, unchecked.
People don't know about childhood trauma. They don't know how to fix it, and people are falling, it's a competitive world.
Right. Do you also feel, just because of your background, do you also feel we do not value mental health enough? That it's not being treated, we're not allowing people to go get help and access-wise? People like me, the good psychotherapists, we're jumping ship from the insurance model. Oh, okay.
I don't even do psychotherapy anymore. Okay. I am a coach.
Aha.
So I give a very high level of service. My people can text me, they can email me as a psychotherapist. No, they couldn't.
Wow. Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, yes, I have the credentials and the license, but I don't use the insurance model. I'm totally coaching because it's a higher level of service to help my people who've been hurt by people like this, right?
And it's not just the person who may be the narcissist, it's the people who are continually getting in these relationships, right?
Well, those are the people, I treat the victims because the sociopath never wants to go to therapy.
That's right.
They never go.
Nothing's wrong with them.
That's right. The only reason they go is if the person says, that's it, you're out, I'm done with you, and they finally think, wow, I guess she's serious now. Okay, I'll go into therapy with her. They go once or twice, they try to schmooze the therapist, I'm just sitting there, and I tell my client ahead of time, look, he's going to be so charming and think he's snowing me. Believe me, I got his MO.
You know his number.
I'm just going to be very polite.
Right.
But, he probably won't come back after a second session. Or I had a couple come in. She goes, you're the 7th therapist we're trying. I'm like, I figured that.
That's a telltale sign that maybe it's not working out.
They don't want them to know their BS, right?
And they know you're going to point it out.
That specializes in narcissism and sociopathy will see it immediately. But they only do it for a Band-Aid to try and get you back. Okay. So let's go into the signs of a sociopath, which is also the con artist. Okay, so like we mentioned, the Dirty John movie, which is based on a true story. And there's other good movies. I just got done watching the whole Versace story.
Oh, I haven't seen that. I heard that was really good, too.
But a psychopath.
Yes.
Okay, and that's a true story. And then there's on the Netflix the series You.
Yeah, that's a new one
really
out right
good.
now.
I saw
really
that
good.
one, and they're all really textbook.
Okay.
How these people act. So sociopaths, the major thing I want you to remember, they use people for pleasure or profit.
Pleasure or profit, remember that.
They use people, okay, with no remorse. They will never apologize. Don't wait for the apology. It'll never come. So they're master manipulators and con artists. So their whole MO is around being devious, cunning, and they want to con you. So they're outright cruel.
Right.
Okay? They're jealous and controlling. They isolate their partner from their family and friends because they don't want the family and friend to say, look, he's no good or she's no good.
And that's a telltale sign. If somebody is insisting...
don't see your girlfriend,
don't see your friends, don't go to your parents, don't go here, and it starts out slow, and then all of a sudden, you're alienated from everybody who cares, who can really tell you what's going on, right?
Yeah. They expect perfection in you, their mate, their partner. They're very impulsive. They're usually prone to several addictions. One is usually always sex addiction, alcohol.
Wow.
Then there's either pills or cocaine or something else to self-medicate. They're ruthless, emotionless. They have no remorse, like I said. They're moody, very difficult and demanding, lack consciousness. They don't care if they hurt you. They crave money, status, and power, and they use others to get it. They're a loner. They usually have no friends, and if they have one friend or two, they're usually subservient to them.
And that's something it's a red flag.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've got like a lot of friends and healthy relationships, and you get into a relationship with somebody who
has no friends,
doesn't really have a lot
flag.
of friends, it's something to think about.
Yes, and or they're also equally toxic, that friend. Okay. Inconsistent and poor work history.
Okay.
You know, they keep changing jobs or they get fired. Early behavioral problems, the juvenile delinquency, adult criminal records, usually mostly PFAs, which are protection from abuse, or stalking, trespassing orders. They often will change their name if they can, of course. Fast marriages to a wealthy person. So, you know, when I hear somebody says, well, he wanted to marry me in 2 months, he's crazy about me. I said, or he's just crazy.
Yeah, I mean.
Because that's a big red flag.
That's a huge red flag. Who do you know in a few months?
Yeah, but they're like the best behavior.
Right.
Like I said, the Dirty John, that he did that. And I said, this is textbook. This is so classic.
Right.
You know?
He's the perfect guy, right? The perfect person. He's waiting for all my life.
So everyone's like, oh my gosh, finally. And then it falls apart. Once there's an obligation, so that's living together, engagement, or marriage. Okay. That's when they usually start falling apart.
Hence, don't run into those
or
things. Or a child
is born of this couple.
Okay.
So the difference of the psychopath, he is the sociopath who kills.
Oh. Okay.
That is the difference. And that is the highest level of devious than sociopath, than narcissist.
And there's levels of narcissism.
And there's levels of narcissism. But most people that complain that they have a narcissistic, really toxic boyfriend is sociopath.
And how important, for especially the people that you work with, for them to know this?
It's really important.
For dating, just for dating purposes alone, how important in today's society with online dating. We were having a really big discussion off camera with my friend here. And, you know, I'm not jazzed, I'm not crazy about online dating. I think that it's just not.
Well, as you know, I'm going to talk Friday at the International iDate Conference, which is Internet Dating Conference, where all the bigwigs will be there. And I am presenting this information and also some solutions where they can help their members be safer. So
and that's such a big
they
thing.
should have a trauma professional on call in case somebody is conned. You know, they should have experts on file. They should, you know, really...
It's not
do a
just,
background check on everyone. Are they who they say they are?
Right, and that's the thing. When you start swiping, you're not really getting, in my opinion, the real meat of an individual.
My coaching clients know certain things they need to do to be safe, ask the questions, what questions to ask. For example, you know, if they have their phone conversation, before that even happens, well, may I have your last name? If they don't give a last name, you don't have even a phone conversation, let alone go out on a date. If they say, well, what's it matter? We're just meeting. No. If, you know, why not look you up online? As soon as you get that second name, you do look them up online.
Right, of course.
If they say they own a business, you look them up on LinkedIn. I mean, you got to do your homework.
In today's age, I feel that we need to, and that's why it is so important to be that healthy person who recognizes these things and knows what to ask before you just start dating. Because then it's just a bunch of unhealthy, hurt people trying to get together, right? That's really what it is, right? Yeah.
So you got to know what you're looking for. So then, you know, a lot of people say, well, Rihanna, how do people get conned by a sociopath? Right. Like the lady in the movie, she's an architect. Right,
was smart,
wealthy.
Yeah, independent women that like got it going on, and you think, how in the world can this happen?
Because they go after good people, and they go after wealth. All right,
people with a good heart, good people standing in the community,
because they will forgive.
Right.
They'll give you second chances. They will help you look good. If you're out in the community, then that's the way they get to meet higher ups in the community too, through you. And then once things start getting bad, you know, if you're married by this point, you're trying to keep the peace for the family and the kids and keep the family together, so you hang in there longer. Or, you know, some people are financially dependent on that partner, so they stay longer. Wow. You hear a lot, especially like on Dr. Phil, well, I loved him, and he told me he would change, so they believe them.
Love is a very small part of it, isn't it? I feel like it's just, if you don't have these other things, if you're not healed, then
that's the problem. You know, anyone with abandonment issues usually has love addiction.
And that goes back to the 10 traumas that you need to go back and look,
Yeah. So it's really, that leads to the love addiction where, you know, and eventually they can't take it anymore. And then they break up, they get them out of the house, whatever. And then they find a way to come back in. If you give them a sliver of hope, whether it's a text or a phone call, these predators live on hope. You have to stop all contact. If they bother you, the last message is, if you bother me one more time, I'm getting protection from abuse. Now, I do help my people set up a system of protection that's been researched, and they know what to do. I'm not going to say on here, but they do have a system of protection in place, and they know what to do.
Okay.
But if they give them any hope, this pattern keeps going.
It's just a cycle.
It's a cycle.
It's a vicious cycle.
And they seek out, people who are rescuers, helpers, teachers, counselors, nurses.
Empathetic, compassionate type of humans? Or?
I wouldn't say pathetic at all.
No, empathetic.
Oh, empathetic.
Empathetic,
Yes, yes. Empathetic, kind, loving, giving, helping people, spiritual people. They show in the movie, this lady went to church, had a nice family bond, good mom, kind, gentle personality type. I mean, that's what I said, it was so textbook. Yeah, so base. But all of this is based in childhood trauma. So if you don't heal your trauma and you don't know what you're looking for and you don't know the questions to ask, then you're it's a scary dating world for you.
And you have to be very specific.
You have to be very specific. You have to know what to do. And unfortunately, nobody taught this stuff.
No one taught how to
nobody
date
taught
anything. And most people aren't healed anyway. So then just going into dating is probably the worst thing you could do without.
Yeah. And
knowing.
All of my clients say, Rihanna, I've been in therapy 6-7 years, going to 6-7 therapists. Not any of this has come out. So It's a very specialized thing that I do, and I do it around the world. I help people globally.
It helps all your relationships. It's not just your romantic.
It does.
I think it strengthens your friendships and your business relationships because you're a more healthy, confident human being.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Yeah. So let's talk about some success strategies.
Okay.
How you can kind of stop attracting this type of person too.
Well, knowledge is power.
Yeah.
Right, okay. And there's certain things that we do in the coaching portion to help rid your life of any problems or cheap drama.
Right.
And we get you to be a successful single first. You have to be there before you start dating.
Right.
That's my number one rule. So,
and going to from relationship to relationship to relationship without healing is dangerous too.
Oh yeah, because you're just stuck in the cycle.
Yeah.
We have a saying, we'd rather be single than settle.
That is my line. I love that line. I love that. Yes. Love that. Right? Because life is short. Why would you settle and not have everything that you deserve? Hence the life and love you deserve.
That's it. The love you deserve. So you've got to love yourself first. So that's healing the childhood trauma, then getting educated and knowing exactly what to do to attract emotionally healthy love, right? Getting rid of any negativity or cheap drama in your life. That means if you don't get along with your mom, your brother, your sister, we heal that.
Okay.
Your kids, many people come to me, have kids very angry because they're stuck in that cycle with you and either a boyfriend or a husband or wife.
They're seeing that.
They're seeing that. So they're angry and we have to solve those issues. Another one is you have to show up and really be yourself. Don't put on a front. However, the 5-second rule in dating really applies. In other words, show up looking sharp.
Right.
Be dressed nice. Have your hair and makeup done right, ladies. Men, don't wear a crinkled shirt and show up in shorts and sneakers. Seriously.
Right.
Because the more successful and powerful a woman is, a more successful woman has more choices. So she's choosing from a lot of guys too. And, just going to the brain science a minute, caveman brain, the old reptilian brain, is geared to want attraction to procreate the race.
Yeah.
So their number one need, whether they want it or not, consciously or unconsciously, you got to look good in 5 seconds. They decide if they want to know you inside after that. So the attraction factor, we call it the 5-second attraction factor.
Okay.
Very important for the male. The female, like I said, is becoming more important. They used to say, well, if he's a good guy and be a good father, then that would be the guy I marry, but it's more important too. But the bottom line is that the cave woman brain wants security. So even she could be successful in her own right. She wants a man who makes her even feel more secure.
Right.
Otherwise, she doesn't need him.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So that's cave woman brain, and it's reptilian. So the 5-second rule does apply there. Know the questions to ask on your date. That's number 3.
If you know nothing else, know the right questions to ask and be okay. If it doesn't match up, get these books. If it doesn't match up, it's okay you don't need to be in that relationship. You don't need to cling on to that,
That's right? And when you know the childhood trauma piece and you're coached through that, then you also know, okay, 90% of people have childhood trauma.
Right.
Okay, so I may not find more than 10%, but have they worked on themselves?
Right.
Or is it showing up? I had a woman on her first date. The guy said, I got to go visit my mom in the retirement home. She was an alcoholic the whole time I grew up, but, I can't wait till she's gone. She's just a headache for me right now. That's what we call a mother hater.
That's a red flag.
That's a huge red flag.
And you have to listen to what's being said not being said, too. Because
he will never, he wants love, so he'll be good to you in the beginning, but he will never respect you and cherish you as a woman because he didn't respect or cherish the first woman in his life.
Wow.
Which was his mom. So that we call him a mother hater. I forgot to tell you that one.
See, that Rihanna's just going to come back. Every month we're going to have Rihanna
There's
back.
more.
There's so much to cover, and that's the thing.
I should tell you about Peter Pan Man, too.
Peter Pan Man.
Yeah.
We're going to have her back and talk about all these different scenarios.
And then there's the mama's boy.
Right.
Who always put mother first.
Which is dangerous, too.
Peter Pan Man is a frat boy that never grows up. Always wants to hang with the boys, drink beer, and come on to women to prove like he's the tough guy on campus. Okay. Success strategies. So you have to know the things you should never say or do on the first date. So you never talk negative. You don't bring up, so if they even ask you, so what happened in your last marriage? You don't tell a long story.
Wow.
You know, if one of your kids is struggling with something, you don't bring up problems. You know, you definitely don't send sexy pictures. If you're asked for sexy pictures, guess how many other women they're asking?
Right.
You know you got a toxic guy right there.
I never understood that. I mean, but I know a lot of people have done that. That's like a big thing on the internet.
If they say, send me a picture, send yourself a headshot or in a nice cocktail dress. If they say, what? And it's like, what? You mean you want something different? Then they're not for you. That's a sleazeball right there.
Ladies.
Because
I'm telling you, Rihanna's right, and that you're not the only one. If they feel comfortable asking you, they're going to be asking other people.
That's right, and you don't know where those shots are going to end up.
That's the other thing in today's world. Nothing's private anymore.
Nothing's private.
You have to take care of yourself. You have to really kind of.
Yep. So the last thing: can people fix love addiction, codependency, or their attraction to a toxic person? Yes. That's what
with
I do.
Rihanna's help, I'm telling you. And I mean, who wouldn't? I think the fact that you also work with singles to get them healthy for a relationship is so key, because it's usually just couple talk.
I do both.
Yeah.
I do couples and I do singles looking for love. My oldest client's 73. Right now I'm working with an 18-year-old out of high school that was panicked about going to college, didn't know what she wanted to do. Grew up, she was adopted. Then the father had an affair, left the family. You know,
there's a lot of
she
stuff
was
there.
angry. So there's a lot of things there. She excelled in her first term. She now is going to be an interior designer. She got a job at the top interior design showroom in Texas.
Nice.
At 18 years old.
And I want to bring that up because if you want to work with Rihanna, you can work with her from anywhere. You don't have to be in South Florida, which is great because you're global. So anyway, guys, you got to pick up these books, please, because these were phenomenal books.
Thank you.
And I love you. I think you're amazing with everything that you do, and you're definitely going to come back.
Oh yeah,
you're definitely going to come back because it's so important. Reach out to Rihanna, RihannaMilne.com. I'll link all her stuff below.
Okay.
Thank you guys. See you later at the hub. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, love angels and transformers, that's all we have time for today. I want to again thank Nicole Rymer for being our special guest and allowing us to re-air the second show from the PowHer Hub interview that she did for me on childhood trauma. I hope you found it very informative and educational. Do share the love and share the show link with anyone that you love and are concerned about, and know that they need to hear more about this topic. Also, please subscribe to the Lessons in Life and Love podcast. Give us a 5-star rating and a comment about the show you just listened to. Remember, you can reach out at any time during the week to meet with me for a Life and Love Transformation Discovery Session and Assessment on my website, RihannaMilne.com. While you're there, you'll find free love tests that you can do, as well as free book chapter downloads of my 5-star books, Love Beyond Your Dreams, Break Free from Toxic Relationships to Have the Love You Deserve, which is a #1 bestseller on Amazon, and its sister book, Live Beyond Your Dreams, From Fear and Doubt to Personal Power, Purpose, and Success. Please also get my free ebook that goes more into the childhood trauma topic at HaveTheLoveYouDeserve.com. That's HaveTheLoveYouDeserve.com. And for all you ladies out there, I'm hosting a very special VIP event, September 28th and October 5th. It's a full-day virtual seminar. It is complimentary, but space is extremely limited. Sign up for the ebook and you'll get the notices in your email about when that event will be taking registrations. And as always, I am here to help you create that life that you desire and to have the love that you deserve. Have a fabulous and beautifully blessed week.
We want to thank you for joining us on this episode of Lessons in Life and Love with Coach Riana Milne. Go to riannamilne.com for more resources. And if you're really ready to take action to improve your life or love situation, apply now for a session with Rihanna. And remember, it's time to have the life you desire and the love you deserve.